So the Gundam Wing 30th anniversary has some hype this year. They've been teasing a lot of collaborations, and they've been giving us teasers of maybe a possible Frozen Teardrop. So why not better to dig out through my closet, grab a Gundam Epion, Metal Robot Spirit to be exact, and do a review on it. So if you haven't been here already, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and for more Gundam content. So let's get to it. So, as you can see here, the box is phenomenal. I love always looking at the box because that usually sells me in a lot of times. Now, of course, you can see some of the images from the metallic and as well as the gimmicks for the anime series, the ginormous sword you can see, different posing. Box always looks so epic. I always like looking at it. Really, really, really cool. So let's open it and let's give it a shot. Alright, so time to open this bad boy up. I'm already loving what I'm seeing here. Of course, you can see the little booklet that every robot metal robot Damashi always gives you. Very simple, straight to the point. It gives you little directions on what to do in case you ever get lost. In terms of, it shows articulation, the saber, stand, all that good stuff, and even the transformation they actually give off too. So we're definitely going to be transforming this thing as well. So if you look at the box here, we see the Epion and it looks pretty epic. Now making sure, of course, if you ever had an Epion before, there is literally two things, a heat rod and a saber, which I really like because I'm not a weapons person and I don't like too many weapons. So this is actually perfect for me. So I can't wait to open it. So as we can see open here, man, the coloring of the matte finish of the Epion is already pretty epic. I love the coloring they used for it. It's definitely more articulated, and the gold hands, not like some macaroni hands, stuff like that, which is a big, huge win for me. And the wings kind of spread out pretty nicely, so I think, do they articulate? Okay, so they articulate this way too, which I really like. I was scared they didn't have for a second. And of course, the bending of it, articulation here on the sides, definitely gives off that dragon vibe, which I think is pretty awesome about the Epion. I think a lot of people like the Epion because of the style of like the Megatron / dragon style. So have you ever watched what's it called, Transformers Robots in Disguise? Megatron and that one was a Predacon and had the dragon form, so it kind of gives me a lot of vibes of that. I know a lot of people are gonna hate me because I'm comparing Transformers to Gundam. Not what I meant at all. I was just giving, well, that's a lie. I was giving a comparison, but I was giving a comparison to the transformation part of it. So, as you can see here, looking pretty sick. I love the way it comes off here. I'll put that aside for now. Now, as you can see, the different hands. There is the... Oh, sorry, I almost fell there. I don't want to do that. So, here's the heat rod. Bends pretty nicely. Well, it doesn't really bend too much, it looks like, but I'm trying to, like, kind of go like that. It kind of gives a nice little mark, but nothing too crazy, as you can see here. We got the heat rod here. Pretty awesome, as you can see. I love the matte color as well, the black matte finish. Pretty nice. It's actually nice not to build one, because usually when I build the Epion from the MG, I hate making weapons, so it's kind of a hassle to make. And of course, we have the gold heat rods when it goes into, like, you know, when it gets hot and stuff like that, from just like in the anime. Nice gold. Thought it'd be like a little more red, but I mean, this is cool too. So I'm all for that. Now, the one thing I was really fascinated by, why are the hands silver? Yeah, I don't know if anyone can answer that question for me. So the hands are silver, and obviously the other hands are gold. Well, this one's not silver. See, this is the only one that's not silver. It's like brown, black. But everything else is silver, which is interesting. I take that back. This one does have silver hands. So honestly, I think the real question, why is this one the only one that's not silver? So, and anyone can answer that question for me, let me know in the comments. And we have the shield here. Nice little delicate shield. Looks pretty awesome from what we see here. So let's get to the bottom part. Now, of course, we have the stand. Epic. Love the stands. That's the one that I really like about Metal Robot. They're very delicate, and I really like what they do with the stands. So they're all really, really cool there. So let's bad boy up. Go. It's here. Looking pretty solid. Nice and shiny. Loving it. And I believe there is a... I don't know what part this is actually. I think this is the... I want to say it's something to do with the heat rod, but I'm not too sure what this is for. So I guess I'm going to have to look at the manual real quickly. So here we go. Let's see, because I'm really curious on what that little rod thing was for, because I didn't see that before. There we go. Okay, so that goes. Oh, gotcha. It's for the saber, so that also connects to it. It's supposed to be a saber that connects to it. Totally forgot. There you go. I guess there's something about the hands, but I can't read Japanese, so I don't know. So if you guys want to take a look and Google Translate that, I don't know why that one's black compared to the other one. And of course, it has the long saber. So if you guys look from the box, there's a long saber for it. This is kind of cool. I really do like the saber here. It's really long. I didn't realize how huge this thing was. But I did hear compared to the other robot Damashi of the Epion, I heard the saber is actually even bigger than this one. At least that's what I was told. But we'll definitely put that on and we'll get started on that. But everything looking really solid. I really like what I see here. Now, I'm not sure if I already went over the articulation. I kind of did for the most part, but we'll do a little more just in case, just to see how far this thing actually bends. So it bends like that. And just a little here and there. Kind of very nicely, loosely there, which is good. It's a good sign. I like what I see. Alright, well, let's get to some posing. Let's check this out. I'm just standing by itself at the stand. It actually stands pretty well. Of course, if you have to get the right angle straight up. But the coloring on this is phenomenal. I love the red. I love the maroon. And it seems to pose really nicely with the articulation bending on one knee, which is kind of nice. The wings are spectacular. It's just huge. And I really like the posing on it where you can do a good amount of it. The stand I'm not a too fan of after putting it on, but you know what? You know, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. But it kind of works fine without the stand, but I guess it is recommended just to have one or maybe get a Damashi stand. But I do like the wings and like the coloring, and the posing is pretty dang good. So let's put some weapons on it. So now what we want to do is we want to kind of put the weapons on. So let's take off the hands here. I have to be careful with this because sometimes I feel like one little part falls, then it's all over. By the way, a little fun fact, if you can see the little claws here, they're very articulate here. So I don't know if you can see that. Let me put that a little close for you guys. They kind of bend the claws there. So I guess you can do a little different type of form, I guess. If you want to just put them in the claws. Nice little gimmick there, just in case you guys wanted to know that. So of course this one is going to go on the shield here. Now if I remember correctly, you would have to place the rod like that, so you can see. Place that back down. I think you can place that over here. And that goes right into this part. There we go. I think that's right. Okay. And then you just bend it. There you go. Look at that. Now normally I would put this on. I kind of don't want to though, just because I kind of want to keep it in the bag. So I'm kind of too lazy with that. So I'm not going to put that on. And I don't know. I feel like there is no point putting that on half the time anyways. So of course I got here. Now what we want to do is we want to pull this off and place it to the hands there. Make sure you place that back on just like that. Now I want to do it with both sides of the sword, but we want to try this saber first. That fits nicely. Now let's go put that on the back on this. Adding the sword and the rod, man, this is pretty epic. And honestly, there's no balanced proportions, so it doesn't fall off or anything like that. I think I did have trouble with the stand a little bit, but again, with the golden rod, man, that looked really good. And Epion just looks super epic. And like I said, you don't need much of it. You only need the rod and a sword. Perfectly, looks majestic, and you can see that rod and all that detail glory. Yeah, it looks really, really good. I'm very impressed on how this looks so far, and now of course this is what it looks like with this massive sword. It was so big where I literally couldn't even fit on my screen, so I had to pull it from the camera and literally had to zoom the whole thing out because that's just how massive it was. But honestly, it looks glorious, and honestly, I think they did the sword justice. From what I've heard, it's actually not bigger than the Robot Damashi one. Alright, so now we're going to get into transformation time, so let's get to it. here we go. So you really just have to take this part here. You have to lift this leg up. Lift this bad boy up. See what I did there? I had to lift it all the way up. It's like about to break its back kind of thing. And then I think when you lift it up, there we go. Gotta really. It's a weird articulation. There we go. So it like really has to bend over. So now you can see the whole mark here. And I believe, if I'm looking at this correctly, this just goes right here. It's a really weird part to put it in. I feel like they should have been a way better articulation there. There you go. So it's kind of like that. It's really weird. I don't know. I think they could have done better on that, but you know, it is what it is. What are you gonna do about it, right? So we put the claws out there. It looks pretty good there. Yeah, like it kind of like hangs there, as you can see. It's kind of weird on how that looks, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Okay, and then it goes like that. Drag in there. And there you go. That's some nice little dragon arms. Kind of, now I think about it now, it looks kind of dumb, but you know, what are you gonna do about it? So then we take this, and then this just goes right under here. This chest is. So let's go see how it looks. Not gonna lie, this is pretty underwhelming. It kind of sucks. It looks kind of dumb, to be honest, but maybe I'm not doing it right. But I do like the details, at least from the dragon heads. Looks kind of cool. As you can see, the little fangs there. Man, that's a nice little gimmick. But overall, I think it's not that great. I prefer the other mode better. Tail just looks underwhelming. I don't like the way it fits either. So, not a fan. So in conclusion, the Metal Robot Damashi Spirit is definitely something you should get. I really like it, especially if you're a Gundam Wing fan. I think this is definitely worth it if you really do like the Gundam Epyon. I know there's an RG one. I heard that one was really good too. So there's some options. You can get the RG, you can get the Metal Robot. If I had to pick between the two, if you like to build more, I definitely get the RG one better. But if you don't like building, then maybe the Metal Robot is for you. Either way, I really like both of them. I think they're really nice. But again, this is just my opinion. You can probably find it on eBay for pretty cheap anyways. I know a lot of people are selling for cheaper than retail. So if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.